What's going on, people? I am getting some gear unpacked from my first gig of 2024 I had last weekend with my band, The Royal Velvet. Happy 2024 to you all. It's good to be here with you. Welcome back to the channel. This is our first video of 2024. I'm a little behind schedule. I've been sick. We've had some crazy weather here. But we're gonna be talking all about goal setting. As the title implies, if you're watching this, I'm guessing because you're either a guru of setting and accomplishing goals and you're here to tell me how bad I'm doing it, meet me in the comments, or you're someone who is hoping to get some tips and tricks and have somebody kind of help you come up with a better strategy to have a more productive year in 2024 than maybe you had in 2023. So I have a few questions for you. I would like to invite all of you to meet me in the comments and be brave and share what your experience was like in 2023. Did you set goals for yourself? Did you meet the goals that you set for yourself? Were those goals things that you wrote down? Did you have an action plan to get those goals met? Or were they just kind of a, I'm gonna do this year? Were they more of a resolution or a wish or a hope? How do you get from point A to point B? I'm so scatterbrained and ADHD that if I don't come up with some sort of hard and fast plan to meet my goals, there's no way I'm ever gonna move the needle on what I wanna get done. And even with a plan in place, it's sometimes hard to stay disciplined and to show up and to add all those action items that help you get from point A to point B. You gotta show up. So for me, I definitely had some incredible accomplishments in 2023 as it relates to this channel, putting out a lot of videos, learning so much about creating content and trying to get better at that, making music, recording music, getting my first mixes that I've ever shared with anyone, especially on this channel. That was a huge accomplishment. I lost like 40 pounds with a lot of hard work. I don't talk much about that on this channel, but I'm really proud of a lot of things I did last year. But when I look back at my goal list, I definitely did not stay dialed in the way that I had hoped. Life happens. We all have stuff go on, but that's what we're talking about. 2024 is our year. We're doing the damn thing. I got to get this gear unpacked, then I'm going to meet you upstairs and we're going to drill down and carry on this conversation and figure out how we are going to have the most productive year of our life this year. Me, you, let's get it. All right, so we got the gear put up and we are settling in here in the studio. I think the best way to start thinking about what the goals are for 2024 is to take a look back at 2023. If you wrote down goals, maybe get those out and review those. But I don't think it's necessarily a good thing to nitpick what you did, what you didn't do. I think answering some questions about your overall year is maybe a better strategy to help us hone in on where our focus should be for 2024 and what goals really are going to serve us best. So I've got some questions for you to write down. I'm gonna type mine out on a Word document. I recommend that you write the answers to these out. You want something that you could circle back to and reference as the year goes on to keep you on track. But also I think when you write things down, it puts things a little more present and puts you in those moments a little more. Question one, what did you do this year that made the biggest positive influence on your life? Obviously, this isn't just related to whatever you did creatively. This is like the whole thing. We want to get centered in and make sure that we're dialed in and working towards central goals and that all parts of our life are working together to make sure that we're being the best that we can be. Next question, what accomplishments are you most proud of? And on the flip side of that, what are your biggest regrets from 2023? The next one will be, what lessons did you learn? What were your takeaways from 2023? And the last one's going to simply be, what unfinished business do you have with 2023? Answering these questions are really going to help us hone in and put a spotlight on what our goals should be, because If you're anything like me, you can make a list of all sorts of goals. Some of them aren't even relevant to how you're spending your time and your energy, and you're just let down at the end of the year when you look back and you didn't get anything done related to those goals. So once we answer those questions, it's going to make it a lot easier for us to drill down on what our goals, not only do we want them to be for 2024, but what they should be based on all the things that we did in 2023. Now, as it relates to setting goals for 2024, I'm going to get into some campy, hokey stuff here that probably is going to be a turnoff to some of you guys, and I just ask that you be patient with me. I know as artists and as especially musicians, we can have these egos and these kind of chips on our shoulders of being too cool to doing goal setting and all this, but I just need you to follow me, because if you're watching this video at all, I'm guessing that you had some goals that you didn't meet last year and you're trying to figure out, how do I do more this year than I did last year? I certainly am right there. And the best way that you're going to do that is by setting SMART goals. SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time-sensitive goals. And what I mean by specific is you need to be very specific with the goals that you set. The next step in this is coming up with some sort of action plan, some sort of accountability measure that is going to have you coming in every month, every few weeks, circling back to make sure that you're on track to meet your goals. The more specific you can be, the more likely you are to actually meet your goals. Measurable, well, you want to be measurable because you need to be able to grade yourself and be accountable to these goals, that you're not just writing on a sheet of paper and then at the end of the year you don't even want to look at the piece of paper because you knew that you didn't do all that you could to make your goals come to fruition. The next one is going to be attainable. No sense in making goals that are unrealistic. Be mindful of what your schedule looks like, what all of your commitments and your priorities that you have within your life already. You got to set things that you have the bandwidth to actually achieve. Relevant just simply means, are the goals that you are setting for yourself, are they in line with your career? Are they in line with your home life? Are they things that you can really put energy into? At the end of it, if you achieve these goals, are they going to benefit your overall life in a positive way? And the last one is time sensitive. If you don't put any time-based constraints on your goals, well, then you're not going to have any urgency to show up, and you're going to find every excuse not to put the work in, put the time in to achieve those goals. SMART goals. And you can do a quick Google search and you'll find all sorts of information on setting SMART goals. And I'll even link some stuff in the description for those of you who really want to deep dive on the powers of goal setting. All right, once you've spent some time sorting out what your goals are, the next thing you've got to do is really sit down and think about all the steps that have to be accomplished for that goal to become a reality. As my old man used to say, figure out where you want to be and work backward to where you are. So think about everything that's got to get done. Then just consider you've got 12 months to get there. So you need to start breaking things down into step by step by step by step by step, and set some smaller monthly goals and weekly goals so that you are chipping away at it all the while. And then I would say set some calendar reminders, and once a month check in. And this is the most important thing. You've got to commit to checking in. And even if you've had a crummy month and you don't feel like you've gotten much done, the only way that you're going to stay engaged and stay on the path of completing your goals is by showing up monthly and getting back on track. This is going to be our best year yet. You are capable of doing absolutely anything that you put your mind to. Double down on yourselves. Bet on yourselves. You're only limited by your imagination and your will. And that's it. I'm Justin Brogdon. Until next time, you guys keep believing in yourselves, keep doubling down, keep taking big swings. And I am going to be seeing you in the next one. Until then, peace.